Hey, it's Ian Aber, and we are back with another episode of Straight People, the podcast for straight people by queer people, because straight people don't have what? Enough. They don't have enough. They wanted to take the fucking government yesterday or the day before or whatever. So we have this cute little podcast to keep y'all in check for a fucking minute, okay? Please welcome my guest. Very funny. You're not in Atlanta anymore, though. You're in where? North Carolina?
I'm in Landis, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Just like hiding out.
Okay. Riding out the pandemic in North Kakalaki, please welcome Kevin Delgado, aka Delgado.
What
Hello.
up?
Nice to
Thank
see
you
you.
for
How you
having
been?
me.
Thank
I've
you
been
for doing
good.
it. Yeah. How's your pandemic?
It's been all right. I had, a few moments of like straight up just panic,
Yeah.
but I'm good now.
God. Are people masked where you are? Or like you're out are you
Fuck no.
no God.
I'm in like deep Trump country. Like I'm like maybe 45 minutes outside of Charlotte.
Okay.
But I would say like maybe in April, I got called a pussy faggot for wearing a mask at the Food Lion.
Oh
Yeah,
Jesus.
I just
Wait.
I was wearing my earphones, so I just pretended I didn't hear. Just walked up.
I would have been like, well, I had that experience though. I did a show, like a socially distant show in Savannah at a church, and I drove, and in between, I know the church, but it was good. They were only 5 people got up and left when I said I was gay, so it was like a
Oh,
great show,
great.
great show. And but in between, driving in between, there was some small town that I was in, and I was in the gas station, and all the people who worked at the gas station were wearing masks, and they were also all black. And then all the people in the store, besides me, were all white, not wearing masks. And I was standing in line, and the guy in front of me turned around and looked at my mask. He said, "You ain't from around here, are you?" And I said, "Yeah, and I don't want fucking COVID, so stop breathing on me and turn your fucking face around. We're not in a relationship." And then he didn't talk to me the rest of the time we were in the. But let me tell you, like when I finally got up to pay, the look on the cashier's eyes, like I couldn't see them smiling, but they were smiling. I was like, "Turn the fuck around. We ain't in a relationship." But anyways,
I
okay.
love that.
So enough about the pandemic. We're here to talk about straight culture, if there even is such a thing. So first question I ask all my guests, got to put you in the hot seat, got to call you out. How do you identify Delgado?
Easy answer, gay. For complicated answer, I'm probably somewhere on the bi spectrum. I just this moment in time, I only seek out relationships and hangouts with guys.
Okay, nice. And how, like when you were, so did you identify as bi first?
No. So I think I identify with bi like after I came out as gay.
Okay, okay.
But I was straight until I was 25 straight.
Straight?
Uh,
Straight?
and then uh, and then 25, I was just like, no, dude, I like guys. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
deny that. But I
So
had
what was
like
your
dated
first,
women and stuff.
yeah. Yeah. What was your first inkling as a youth, as a child? Like how far back does it go? Like not necessarily I know I'm gay, but there's something different about me than all the other boys.
I grew up, Latino, so I was around a lot of like Catholic people. So I knew very early on. Uh,
Really?
I
Okay.
know I know two instances, and just a caveat on top. Me and my mom have a great relationship now. Like
Yeah.
she's super cool, very supportive. She's a fag hag, like too much. So like she's
Okay.
upset. Like she told me she's upset. Like I wasn't the gay kid. I'm not the gay kid she deserves because I don't want to go shopping and shit with her. And
Oh,
that's
she
just not what
wants,
I'm saying.
yeah. I
She
get,
wants a gay best
yeah.
friend, and I'm like,
Yeah. You're
that's not
not
me.
you don't live into
I
the
want to
stereotype enough for her. I love it. That happens though.
no, but
That definitely
but
happens.
so two instances when I was young. My mom was super. She had me when she was 21. But she had a lot of pressure from like her family to like look, Catholic or whatever, be the Catholic mom. So there was one instance when I was like 5, still up in Jersey. I had a friend named Danielle, and she was a little bit older, but she was taking dance classes, and she was
Yeah.
just over. She was doing dancing, and she was showing me, a 5-year-old kid. I'm just like dancing with her. All kids are gay, like, you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
all do
yeah.
gay shit. They're all like super flamboyant. So I was just dancing, and my mom and her mom, I could tell my mom was upset, but her mom was like laughing, like they're having fun. And then when they
Oh yeah.
left, I remember getting whooped real bad because she
Oh
was just like,
wow.
"We don't dance like girls."
Yeah.
And then my dad came home and bought me ice cream, so that was cool. And then when we moved to North
A little bit of a
Carolina,
mixed message there, though, right?
Well, my dad is he had the best like reaction to me coming out when I told him, because he was I was in the car with him before I moved to Atlanta, and I
Yeah.
was like, hey, just to let you know I'm gay. He just took like a hot second, just sat there, and then was like, oh, like Freddie Mercury, because he loves Queen. And I was like, yeah, sure, like whatever.
How
But he's
funny.
super supportive. But this other time when we moved down, I was about 7 years old, and this I remember this being like the first time I kind of like it clicked in my head that like there's like a distinction in people that are not like everybody else, I guess. But we were walking around our neighborhood, and there was just two guys. If they were gay or not, I'm not sure. But one of them had like kind of like a limp wrist, and my mom like kind of pulls me close, and she's just like, it's not okay to be that way. Like we don't be like that." And then my dad pulls me over. He's like, "I don't say this a lot, but don't listen to your mom. Like you don't know who those people are." Because it was always like they were both like this two, like
Yeah,
the demon and the angel just telling me fucking opposite shit all the time.
that's
So like,
hilarious.
I'm so fucked up.
But what your mom did was help you, because I've had that same experience where like my mom was like, those two men at the end of the beach, don't go down to the end of the beach because that's the gay side of the beach. And I'm like, I'll be right back.
What?
I'll be right back. You
Is
know what
that
I mean?
true?
Yeah, when we lived in Guam, it was like a really long stretch of beach, like 2 or 3 miles, and there where we would be about a mile away from what would be considered the gay side. And back then, we're talking like maybe 4 gay people at the beach together, but everybody knew to stay away because that was the gay side of the beach. And so I'd be like 8 years old, and my mom would be like, "Don't go to the gay side of the beach," and I'd be like, "I'm just gonna go pick shells," and I would go as far as she would let me, and then she'd be like, "Come back," like, "Do you want a Capri Sun?" I'd be like, "Oh." I don't know what I was gonna do when I got to the gay side of the beach. I just knew that's where I belonged. Do you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
knew for a fact that the gay side of the beach was, gonna be way better than what I was dealing with. But I do think it's funny because you say that like you were like 5 years old and that all kids are gay. What it really is that like at 5 years old, you have just begun to be socialized in school. And you don't really learn about like how boys are supposed to act and how girls are supposed to act until you start going to school. Because like there's what your parents teach you, and then there's what you watch your peers do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I think that a
Oh,
lot
for
of
sure.
kids, especially like that's how I was when I was little, was I didn't know. When I found out I was gay was I heard my voice recorded on a tape deck. And
Oh
because I used to do
shit.
like little TV shows and stuff to myself in my room because I didn't have any friends. And I would be like, "Hey, this is Ian Aber," and then I played it back and it was like, "You're gay," and I was like, "Oh god." But that's what I knew what everybody was talking about because they always would talk about how flamboyant I was or what and I didn't understand. And then when I heard my
Yeah.
own voice, I was like, like there it is. So okay, so you
Damn.
dated some girls. Um,
Yes.
you break any girl like? Did you have to come out to any of your exes, or do they like? Have you had those? Have you ever had that conversation? Did you? I guess did you come
Yeah.
out to an ex while you were dating them or later? And what
No,
was that
for sure
experience like?
later. So I went from like 19 to 25, like not being in a relationship, having sex, doing anything like at all, just trying to figure my own shit out.
Yeah,
Because I had gone out of like a super bad relationship with this girl. It started off bad. Like we met. I used to be like a real punk kid. Like I just would just not give a fuck about shit and just go to shows all the time.
yeah,
And we met at a show, and then had sex in my car outside of the show while people were around, and then just that led to being like our relationship all the time, just super toxic, just getting fucked up all the time.
yeah.
And then she just was fucking worse, dude. Oh my god, she just like ruined women for me for a very long time, and I hate to say that, but she's just a toxic person. She
And,
would freak out.
do you
Like
see her? Do you know her on social media at all? Nothing. And
fuck no.
this,
Last I heard, this was MySpace like years, so she started posting some other girl's picture as herself on MySpace, and then just started acting super weird. And I just like was like, nah, I'm gonna distance myself from this real hard.
wow, that's
Mhm.
hilarious. Um, and that was your last. Did you date any other girls after that? Or you were like, okay, I'm done.
I haven't dated any other
Yeah.
girls.
And
Mm-mm.
then as far as guys, what's your longest relationship with a guy?
A year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Better? Was better?
it was great. It was great until it ended, but
Well, they're always really fun until they end.
yeah.
Unless you're the one who wants to get out, and then get the ending is sometimes the best part. Um,
Mm.
so have you been doing any stand up or anything Any performing during the pandemic? You guys were you had a web series for a little bit, right?
Yes, that was fun. Not a lot
Talk
of
about
people
that.
watched it.
Yeah, well, tell people where it is because it's still out there, right?
Yes, it's on Instagram and YouTube at Selling in TV. But it's me and two other former Atlanta comics, Spencer Taylor and Nick Alexander. They came up with this concept for just doing something on Zoom, like immediately. Like I remember it was like we went to lockdown and I got like an email from Nick saying, "Hey, do you want to do this show that me and Spencer just kind of wrote up?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm down." And so we just had so much fun doing that, and then we just kept it going. And so we started writing, and I wrote a few episodes on it that I'm super proud of. And we just, I don't know, we just started, we vibed really well with each other, and it's such a good show. It's just about this like little pod of like people that, sell insurance, and then now they have to do it over Zoom and how they're like doing that.
Yeah.
While also like dealing with like a hostile takeover of the company by like a larger conglomerate.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun, and it's super, I'm super proud of it, and I hope more people would have watched it.
We'll make sure to send me links for it, and I'll include it when we promote the episode.
Yeah.
Awesome.
For sure.
All right, so just like straight culture, we're taking a hard turn, okay? We interviewed you, you're relatable, you're gay, you have a backstory that a lot of people have experienced, but from a different twist because you're Latino and the Catholic stuff, and so boom, you got a dad who supports you because he likes Freddie Mercury, and sometimes that's all it takes, you know what I'm saying? You got a mom who like loves that you're gay, but kind of wishes that you were more of like a fashion gay because she needs a new best friend, and like that's a little bit more about like the intimacies that she needs in her life and not about the kind of gay person you are. But we're going to take a turn, okay? We're going to go to the next part of the thing. If I can find my freaking, where's the, oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to I'm going to do the quiz with you if you don't mind, because the quiz is, okay. So you're gay, so you are by law required to love RuPaul's Drag Race. We just talked about that. So I did this little quiz with another guest, with Katie Hughes, who was a super fan of drag. And I just had so much fun doing it. So what it's going to be is I'm going to give you a quote from a drag queen from a season of RuPaul's Drag Race, from older seasons, because you haven't seen the last couple, and you're going to guess who it is, and for an extra bonus point, who they were talking to or what they were talking about. Okay. All right. So the first one is, yeah, fuck my drag, right?
Oh, that's Kennedy.
Yes. Do you know who she was talking
Milk?
to?
It was Milk, right?
Yes. Oh, this is good. You're gonna be good at this. Okay. Yeah, Milk was complimenting everyone in the room but Kennedy, and Kennedy was like, "Bitch." Okay. I'm feeling very attacked right now.
Jujubee?
No, it was Laganja Estranja. When all of them were pointing out that she talks like a ridiculous cartoon character all the time. And she's like, that's just me. That's just who I am. Death trap, death trap, death trap. Okay, this one's easy and it's very short. Party.
Oh, that's oh my God, I love her. What's her name? Adore Delano.
Correct.
Party.
I love long walks on the beach, big dicks, and fried chicken.
That's not Latrice, is it?
No, guess again. You know this. You already said her name once before.
Oh, it's Juju.
It is. Okay, this next one. Back rolls.
Alyssa Edwards.
You got it. Okay, this next one. I don't have a sugar daddy. I've never had a sugar daddy. If I wanted a sugar daddy, yes, I could probably go out and get one because I am what? Sickening.
I send this video to people just in conversation randomly. But that is Miss Shangela.
Absolutely. I watch that one from time to time just to remind myself that that's what kind of girl I am. I ain't no medium person.
I'm sickening.
Is there something on my face?
Oh, Pearl. It's a RuPaul.
Yeah. Oh, you're good at this. Okay. These aren't that hard to either, I don't think. But go back to Party City where you belong.
It's Fifi to Sharon.
Yes. But what did Sharon just called her?
She called her a Party City. What was it? Party City.
No, she called her A tired ass showgirl.
Showgirl, that's right.
Right?
Take your ass back to Party City. That's right.
Okay, this one is this should be easy. Choices.
Fuck.
That's a choice.
Oh my god, it's like at the tip of my tongue. I don't know.
Tatiana.
Tatiana.
You forget about Tatiana sometimes.
I do.
Okay. The shade of it all.
That's Latrice.
Absolutely. Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie.
Every annoying Midtown gay in 2018. That's Miss Vanjie.
Yes. Of House. Who's her drag mother?
Fuck. She's not O'Hara, is she?
No.
No.
She's a Mateo.
Oh.
Vanessa Van. My favorite thing about Vanjie
House
is
of
how
Mateo.
deep her voice is.
I was
She's
about to
like,
say
I'm
that.
getting this quick drag. Well, I gotta get in this quick drag real quick.
She sounds like what I've always pictured a drag queen to sound like.
Right? Okay, your tone seems very pointed right now.
I don't know this one.
Willem.
Oh. Of course.
Oh, not a fan. Okay. This is
No, I
not
like
RuPaul's.
Willem.
You do? Yeah, Willem definitely is one of those people who's like is just saying whatever the hell she wants to say. She don't care. This is not RuPaul's best friend race.
Fucking Michelle Visage. I feel like she says it all the time.
She does, but originally it was said by LaShawn Beyond. Look how orange you look, girl.
That's Alyssa again.
Okay. And this is the final one. I don't get cute. I get drop dead gorgeous.
I don't know.
That is also Alyssa Edwards.
The fucking tongue pop would have.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
I dated a guy and that's all he did, and so like just to annoy him, I would do it back to him.
That tongue pop is like the gay version of That's What She Said, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's what he would say. It was like it's pointed and it's a gay tool. It's your battle cry.
It's your battle cry. All right, let me find me my little list of. Okay, all right. So we got some time. Oh, what of all the queens of all the seasons? Who is your favorite and why?
I would have to say Shangela. She makes me laugh the most, and she's on Community as Urbana Champagne.
Yes.
That's really what got me into watching RuPaul's Drag Race, because I was like, oh, that's Urbana Champagne, and my boyfriend's like, yeah.
The sex wipes, the fucking
the fucking Hawthorne wipes. That's one of my favorite episodes. Advanced Gay.
That's brilliant.
So
I just rewatched all of them, and I hadn't seen
so
season
good.
5 or 6. And I hadn't watched the original one since, and I don't even think I saw them all. You know what I mean? But I watched them all, and it was like, talk about like a schooling on writing sitcoms, and like that Jim Rash character. He's pansexual by the end, but he's almost a scathing critique of like what white gays are. You know what I mean? Like when people complain about how like white gay male culture, that's Jim Rash is like can't be bothered to listen to a woman speak, constantly fawning over the hottest man in the room. Just that's what was like yesterday, or when during the insurrection. My favorite thing was, gay Twitter is a pale shadow of Black Twitter, because gay Twitter is filled with, oh my God, yeah, this is terrible, but how hot is that guy with the horns? It's like, as gay men, we can't.
Oh no! Stop!
We can't stop being. Stop. Yeah, no, we can't stop being gay for a second. We're like, but he's hot though. I mean, I'm not mad about it. And it's just like, please stop. Just don't.
That's not for real stuff that people were saying, was it?
Absolutely. Yeah. People never stop with that. They never stop with the like how cute they are. It's like, oh yeah, everything he says is terrible, and yeah, he wants to round up the gays. But have you seen him with his shirt off? Have you seen his shirtless pic? It's just like, come on, please stop. Okay.
Fuck that.
So I'm gonna list a few things, and you tell me whether they are gay or straight, whether they belong to gay culture or straight culture. Okay.
Okay.
Paintball.
That's straight as fuck.
Okay. Laser tag.
It should be gay, but it's straight just because it's never like as fun as you think it would be.
Yeah, laser tag is like a great drag name, not necessarily like you know what I'm saying. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. Football, American football,
American football is it's straight.
okay,
I'll give them that.
flag football.
I would say it's even more straight because they don't want to like physically touch each other.
See, I think it's scared because they've added an accessory. Like they're like they can play football, but then they add like a little waist scarf.
Oh, but for regular football, you're getting gussied up, like you're all the way. With flag football, you're just wearing whatever you work out in, and then you tie like a
Oh,
thing around
okay.
you.
All right. Counterpoint noted. Uh, um, green onions,
Green onions are gay. Oh no, they're gay, but they're when they're in drag, they're scallions.
scallions was the next one I was going to ask. That's funny. So a green onion in drag is his name is scallion.
It's
Okay.
scallions.
Bucket hats.
Bucket hats are straight for guys, but lesbian in nature.
Nice. Okay. Tiny top hats.
Like that you would put on like a little dog.
Well, like if I'm wearing a regular size top hat and then bam, shablam, I take it off and I got a tiny top hat on.
So
Okay.
dumb.
It's like
I feel like it is gay because it is like it's theatrics.
okay. Last one. Well, no, two more. Well, three more. I don't know. There's gonna be a couple more. Okay. Lemonade, the
uh,
beverage, not the album.
I was gonna say the drink straight, but the album gay.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Mike's hard lemonade.
Mike's Hard Lemonade. Um, I feel like this was it's straight for sure. This is a straight drink because it's like supposed to be extreme.
Yeah.
But I think there was like a gay guy in the room when he was pitching it, and he was just
Yeah.
like, "Mike's hard lemonade, just
Yeah.
lemonade."
I think if you put the words Mike's and hard in front of it, it should be gay. But then the product is totally consumed by straight people. Okay, final one. Tableside guac.
Oh fuck. When I think of that, I think of American Psycho. So I want to say violently straight.
Yeah,
But I think it's an idea created by a gay person.
absolutely. That's the perfect. Like to me, it is gay. Some gay person invented that. It was like, oh yeah, bitch, well watch this. I'll fucking entertain these straight people while making fucking guacamole. Okay, they're so stupid they'll just watch anything. And then straight people are like, this is the best thing I've ever fucking experienced in my life.
Fun fact: I can't be at those restaurants.
I was at
I'm
a
allergic to avocado, and even just like being
Are
around
you-
it, like in that capacity, could
wow.
yeah,
Wow.
it sucks. I used to love it. I used to love avocado's my favorite food, like of all time.
So you developed that allergy? That's crazy. Wow. I
Because
went
I
to a
ate it
restaurant.
too much, is what my
Oh, really?
doctor said.
I didn't know that there
Well,
was.
not like that. He said it in a more like medical term. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess my body built up like kind of like this. It was like, all right, dude, chill.
Yeah.
Because I ate it like 3 times a day, like no lie.
Wow. So he didn't say it was like, well, the curse of the avocados.
Right.
I remember being at a dinner once, like it was like I've only been to like maybe a couple things with industry people, and it was like a dinner for the stand up NBC thing, like after we had done our performance or whatever,
Yeah.
and we were in Louisville, Kentucky, and it was around Cinco de Mayo, and they were like, oh, and we're doing, it wasn't even really even it was like a Latin fusion restaurant, so it wasn't a straight up Mexican restaurant. It was like it's fancy, and they're like, oh, and we're doing tableside guac. And none of us we were like, well, can we just get a regular guacamole? And we don't want it made tableside. And they're like, are you sure? And we're like, yes, we're absolutely sure. And so they bring us a guacamole, and the table's so long. That happened on one side of the table. On the other side of the table, they saw us get guacamole and just failed to notice that we didn't have it done tableside. And then they ordered guacamole themselves, and they came and prepared it tableside, and everyone was embarrassed because they didn't know they were getting tableside guac. They just ordered guacamole. You know what I mean? Like, so we had like sidestepped it, and then for whatever reason, somebody showed up late and was like, oh, that guacamole looks good. And then they ordered another one, and then they had to come back to the table a second time. And like you could tell the guy was like angry. I've never been more embarrassed, and I was just like, oh my god.
I've done shit like that working as a because I worked at a bar that did like we made our own tonic. So we had like a tonic cart that you go around and you just make gin and tonics all fancy and shit. And it was just fucking like drunk Lululemon moms just waving me down constantly. It was like, oh, like another peach one. I was like, they weren't even that good. Like that's the other thing. These fucking suck.
I love it. Well, I think we're at the end. Tell people where they can find you on the internets.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Kevo Delgado, KEVO and then check out we have all episodes of Selling In at Instagram / Selling In TV.
Okay. Yeah, I'll include that on the notes for the release of the podcast. Kevin, thank you so much for doing it. Delgado, thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you so much for having me.
And hopefully we'll have you back on. We're going to do a new series, a little sub-series of this podcast where we look at gay sketches over the years and
hell yeah,
whether they were problematic or not. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So thank you so much. Bye, straight people. If you like this podcast, review it on Apple because that's super important apparently. But other than that, like let's just let's not overthrow any governments until next week. Okay, let's just put a pin in that for the week. All right, thank you. Bye.